Hello children, today I have come up with a video on the first story of the book Hornbill for the students of +1 of the CBSE board. The first story is The Portrait of a Lady, which is written by a famous writer called Khushwant Singh. Now Khushwant Singh was an Indian author, lawyer, diplomat, journalist and a politician. He was born in Hadali, Pakistan, and he is best known for his literary works. His experience in the 1947 partition of India inspired him to write The Train to Pakistan in the year 1956, which became his most well-known novel. He has been honored with the Padma Bhushan and the Padma Vibhushan awards. Now, this is a beautiful story which is written by Khushwant Singh about his relationship with his grandmother. So, here let us begin. Notice these expressions in the text. Infer their meaning from the context. The thought was almost revolting, an expanse of pure white serenity, a turning point, accepted her seclusion with resignation. A veritable bedlam of chirrupings, a frivolous rebukes, the sagging skins of the dilapidated drum. Now these are the important expressions from the story. So we begin the story. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, was an old woman. So he begins saying that as it's always we've seen that my grandmother was like everybody's grandmother, a very old woman. So as far as our memory goes, whenever we think about our grandmothers, we always visualize them to be very old with white hair and wrinkles all over their faces. She had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years that I had known her. So Khushwant Singh had known his grandmother for the last 20 years, which means at this time Khushwant Singh is 20 years old, and from the time he can remember, he has always seen his grandmother very old, her face full of wrinkles. Now what are wrinkles? The lines on the face of the old people which seem to be crossing every part of the face. People said that she had once been young and pretty and had even had a husband, but that was hard to believe. So he says that people told me that at once upon a time many years ago, when she was young, she was very pretty to look at and she also had a husband. But for Khushwant Singh, it was very difficult to believe. Because why does it find it difficult to believe? Because from the time he can remember, he just remembers his grandmother with white hair all over on her hair and walking with a little bend in the back, wrinkles all over her face. He does not remember seeing her with black hair of young. So that it was very difficult to believe that at one time she had been young. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece in the drawing room. So he says my grandfather's picture, it was hanging above the mantelpiece. Now mantelpiece is a small sort of a shelf in front of the fireplace, just above the fireplace. It is that place, and above the mantelpiece in the drawing room, his grandmother's portrait was hanging. He wore a big turban and loose fitting clothes. So in the portrait, his grandfather is wearing a big huge turban, that is a headgear, that is a piece of cloth, a long piece of cloth that is worn on the head to cover it up, and wearing very loose clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest, and he looked at least 100 years old, and he saw that he had a long, very long white beard. It was so long that it covered a big part of his chest, and in the portrait he appeared to be very, very old, at least about 100 years. He did not look the sort of a person who would have a wife or children. So looking at his portrait, having a long white beard, loose clothes, you could not think that he could have a wife or he could have children. He looked as if he could only have lots and lots of grandchildren. So looking at him, he felt that he could just be a person who could have a lot of grandchildren, not the wife and children, because he appeared so old. That is why. As for my grandmother being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. He says, and the thought that my grandmother was once upon a time a very young and a beautiful girl, this thought was also very revolting, means repelling. I could not even think about it. I could not think that she was at one time young and beautiful. She often told us of the games she used to play as a child. So she often told us that when she was a small girl, she used to play certain games. So she used to tell us which games she used to play. That seemed quite absurd. Absurd means very strange and undignified. I mean, it did not look very respectful on her part, and we treated it like the fables of the prophets she used to tell us. So it seemed very absurd, means very strange, and very undignified means unrespectful. It did not look respectful of her to be playing games as a child. Because why do they feel this odd? Because he has always seen her as a very old woman. So he expected nothing different from that. He always felt that from the beginning she was old and very mature woman. And they did not believe it, and they treated it like the fables. Now fables are the short stories which teach us a moral lesson. So they treated it like a fable telling a moral story of the prophets. Prophets are the messengers of God, about whom she often told them. She had always been short and fat and slightly bent. So from the beginning, as he remembers, she was always short in height, a little on the fat side, and her back was bent. Because she was old, she could not walk straight, so her back was bent. Her face was a crisscross of wrinkles running from everywhere to everywhere. So she was so old that she had lines all over her face. It was like they were making a crisscross, crossing each other, lines all over her face, forming a sort of a network. No, we were certain she had always been as we had seen her. So he says we were sure that she had always been as old as they have seen her till today. They don't think that she could have been younger. Old, so terribly old that she could not have grown older and had stayed at the same age for 20 years. So this is the thought of the 20-year-old Khushwant, that she was so terribly old that she could not get older than what she was already, and she had stuck to that age for the last 20 years. Why? Because from the time he remembers, her hair has been white and she has had wrinkles all over her face, and she has been bending and walking. So it remained the same for the 20 years. So he feels that this age remained the same for the last 20 years. She could never have been pretty, but she was always beautiful. So he thinks she could never be pretty in the sense physically she could not be pretty, but she was always beautiful. At heart, she was a very beautiful woman. She hobbled about the house. Now hobbled means moved about the house, having a little difficulty in walking. She could not walk properly, in spotless white. So she wore totally white clothes. Spotless means pure white without even a mark of dirt anywhere. With one hand resting on her waist to balance a stoop. Stoop means when a person bends and walks. So her one hand was on her waist, that is to support her waist, and the other telling the beads of a rosary. Beads are the small beads that make up the rosary, the small sort of a garland made up of beads. So she, in the other hand, she was moving the beads. Beads are moti, the beads of a rosary, saying her prayers. Her silver locks, that is her white hair, were scattered untidily over her pale, puckered face. Her white hair was all scattered in a very untidy manner, not neatly, over her very pale. Her face had become very white. It looked very pale. Her puckered face. Puckered means full of wrinkles, lines everywhere. And her lips constantly moved in an inaudible prayer. Inaudible means which cannot be heard. So she always continued saying her prayers very softly, which could not be heard. Yes, she was beautiful. He remembers her and he says, yes, she was always very beautiful at heart. She was like the winter landscape in the mountains. So she looked like a winter scene, the landscape. That is, if you look at the mountains from far away in the winters, those mountains are covered with a layer of snow all over, an expanse of pure white serenity, just like the snow covered the mountains totally white, spotless white. She was also a picture of pure white serenity. Serenity means peaceful and calm, dressed in white with white hair, and always saying her prayers very softly, breathing peace and contentment. And when she spoke, she seemed to be so peaceful and so content. Content means very satisfied. My grandmother and I were good friends. My parents left me with her when they went to live in the city, and we were constantly together. So Khushwant Singh further says that his grandmother and they were very good friends, and his parents, they went to go and live in the city. From that time, both grandmother and he were together. She used to wake me up in the morning and get me ready for school. She said her morning prayer in a monotonous sing-song while she bathed and dressed me, in the hope that I would listen and get to know it by heart. So it was the grandmother who woke up Khushwant Singh in the morning to get ready for school, and she continuously said her morning prayers in a monotonous means in a very boring sing-song way. She sang the prayers in a very boring manner while she gave him a bath and dressed him up for school, just hoping that he would listen to the prayers and slowly he would learn it by heart. I listened because I loved her voice but never bothered to learn it. He said, I listened to the prayer just because I loved to listen to her voice. She had a very sweet voice, but I never even cared about learning the prayer. Then she would fetch my wooden slate, which she had already washed and plastered with yellow chalk. So at that time, in those days, they were using wooden slates, small slabs made up of wood, and that she already washed it properly, and she put a thin layer of yellow chalk over it. A tiny earthen ink pot, a small ink pot made up of mud, that is earthen, and a red pen. Tie them all in a bundle and hand it to me. So a small ink pot made up of mud and a red colored pen. She would tie them up as a bundle and then she would hand it over to Khushwant Singh. After breakfast of thick stale chapati will be a chapati from the previous day. Very thick stale chapati with a little butter and sugar. Now this butter would be the white butter made from the cream and sugar spread on it. We went to school. This was his breakfast, stale chapati with a layer of cream, that is butter and sugar. She carried several stale chapatis with her for the village dogs, and along with her she carried many previous days chapatis to feed to the village dogs. So I end over here. In my next video, I will begin with the line-wise paraphrasing of the rest of the story. Thank you.